You had a lot of famous friends growing up. How was that hanging out with famous friends?
Well, Snoop was my cousin.
Yeah.
And Daz was my cousin. So I would, if I wasn't in the neighborhood or over in the fruits with Demetrius, I was at Can-Am.
Okay.
So I used to like go down the street and Snoop and Daz would pick me up, and then I would just hide under the back of the Cherokee Jeep until I got past my pops, and then we would go to the valley.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. I remember the last time I got caught out there.
Right.
And I had found some Playboy magazines at my school.
Right.
And it was like under the dirt. It was like about 50, like 1950 Playboy, 50, 51.
Yeah.
And my dad and mom caught me with them under the bed with a little bit of weed. And coming in from Can-Am, I was lit. I got caught. I got my ass beat real bad. I think that was my last whooping, but it was like with an extension cord.
Yeah.
An orange one.
You remember that one, huh?
Yeah.
If that was the last one, your mom and dad probably said, this is the last time we're going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
So we're going to make sure we put this thing on the right so he'll remember it.
When my pops was going to prepare, I was putting all the clothes on my back, trying to get it right. As soon as he started, that shit slid all the way down to the bottom. But yeah, that was my last whooping. But later, my dad and my mom found out that they were old magazines because they thought I was lying.
Right.
But when I guess they looked at them. But yeah, they saw that they was old.
Right.
Yeah.
So, how was it like hanging out with Snoop? Because, you know, I've gotten to know Snoop. I've known Snoop almost 30 years now. And he like, I don't know him like in his home. I've never been in his presence like that. But when he's around, he just makes you feel like you the homie. He makes you feel so good. Like he's so cool. He's so down to earth.
Yeah, it was a lot of different phases, you know, through the 90s, 2000, 2010.
To the Snoop now.
Yeah, so you watch Snoop evolve through a lot of the rough times with Death Row. Mm-hmm. And if I wasn't with Snoop and Daz, I was always with Suge. So it was a weird combination, but every time, you know, you with Snoop, you just get inspired to just be great and do your own thing, not give a fuck but care. You know what I mean? And really just stay on your shit. You know what I mean?
Are you surprised? Because he's one of the most recognizable names, one of the most recognizable faces in the entire world. And you watch it, you say the maturation, and you see the phases and the evolution.
Yeah.
It's like, and you can just see it.
Yeah.
Like he was once considered this, and now he's with Martha Stewart. He's hanging out with the biggest and the multi-billionaires. And he fit right in. He like...
Yeah, and he has equity in a lot of companies that a lot of people don't know from the business side. So, and he's helped a lot of companies, I mean, just in the stock market, just when he stamps it, I mean, numbers go up. Mm-hmm. So the power he has in these different communities are, you know, just unmatched. Right. Unmatched. So, no, it's good watching what he does. And for me, I always watch the team. Like everybody has a team. Mm-hmm. You come with a team, and you don't need 100 people on your team. Right. You need like 4 or 5 really strong, like assassins in their position to do what they do. And he's always had that, you know, as he's made adjustments. And as you can see now, everything is on autopilot, but he's hands-on with everything at the same time. So to do 10 things like that or 20 things, however many things he's doing, to have that team to keep everything balanced, keep the substance there, keep everything on time, keep everything structured, that's the beauty. And that's what I respect most about Snoop, outside of him just being a great family father and just friend, you know?
Is that what happens? Is that when you have an opportunity and you think something can be successful and you miss that opportunity, is that when the depression starts? Because all of a sudden you, like I said, I think you overthink a lot of things, but you start to think like, damn, am I going to have another hit? Will this ever happen again?
I think everybody goes through those realizations if they made a mistake at some of the most important parts where the fork is in the road for how your life's going to go. Okay. Yeah, you know, you go through that. And a lot of people don't get a second chance.
True.
And a lot of people don't try again. And so for me to continue to try and just continue to push, it was a tough journey, man, but it was well worth it.
Right.
It was well worth everything that's happened.
But you have a your acting career is kind of simultaneous as you're doing music because you have Steels and Mars Attack as a kid, Shaq's in the cast. You got Jack Nicholson, Jack Black, Danny DeVito. Bro, you a kid and you with big time stars. I'm talking about A list.
Tim Burton directed.
Yes.
No, it was big. I mean, I was
directed the first Batman.
Yep, I was floating, and a lot of things I don't even remember.
Really?
It's like some people that's like gigantic. Like they would tell me like we had moments and we were hanging out, and I'd be like, really? Because I've been looking at you for the past 8 years, just a fan, and I didn't know we even had moments, right? So these cycles, like I've been in it. I've been able to see like the success of the industry since like '94, and I was only like 14.
Wow.
Yeah. Am I sweating?
No, you good.
A little bit. It's getting a little hot. It's getting a little hot. It's almost change shirt time with the heat. And I know we haven't even gotten. I know how what you're doing. No. Meaning like it's all love, but the way you are. The way you about to set this thing up for the next phase of my life, like, can I take a cigarette break real quick?
Yeah,
okay, cool. Because I know what's about to going into the next phase of my life. Shit, man.
Your upbringing. You grow up. Your sister's famous. She's a big time actor. She's a singer. Both parents are together, so you got money. You one of these black families that got a little money. Did your family tell you no, or were you spoiled?
I've like when you doing TV, you always got like my mom always
because she was your manager.
Yeah, so we always had trust funds and stuff. So I always had like an allowance growing up that I could spend. A couple times I was like spending it in the neighborhood. I bought like this G ride, this big ass like Cadillac. It was the big long one.
Okay.
Right? I was like 14. I was getting like, $300 a week. That's solid back in the day.
Yeah.
So I bought the G-Ride for like $350.
Right.
And I had it parked down the street. So I would drive it here and there, but I let the homies drive me around.
Right.
But yeah, that was one of my first purchases was the G-Ride Cadillac. It wasn't stolen. It just was like one of the homies, like aunties that didn't want it no more.
Yeah.
But my people didn't know. So I did have a car at like 14. But
your mom and dad didn't know you had a car.
I mean, that car too. It was like it was one of them big ass.
So you had like an L dog or something.
Yeah. So I drove it a couple times, but it just didn't even look right. You know what I'm saying?
Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party because we like to do something before 2 something.